Let me tell you something most men never realize. Women aren't truly drawn to the man who bends over backwards for them. In fact, the harder you try to win her over, the quicker she begins to lose interest. What she's drawn to, what keeps her hooked, is a man who seems like he could live just fine without her. A man who is calm in his own skin, who doesn't chase validation, who isn't frantic about keeping her. That doesn't mean being cold, rude, or disrespectful. It means carrying yourself with a quiet, unshakable energy. An energy that says, I enjoy you, but my world doesn't revolve around you. And that energy is magnetic. Because deep down, women respect a man who values himself more than he values anyone else's approval. So in this video, I'm going to break down why this is true, and how you can embody it without playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. First thing, women feel your frame. Every interaction between a man and a woman happens within a frame. Either she steps into yours or you step into hers. When you care too much about impressing her, when you shape your behavior around what you think she'll like, you're stepping into her frame, and she can feel it instantly. If your happiness rises and falls with her attention, if her text reply dictates your mood, you've silently handed her the power. That's not attractive. What is attractive is a man who stands firm in his own frame, a man who knows who he is, what he values, and how he moves, regardless of whether she applauds or criticizes. And ironically, that's what makes her lean in, because she doesn't want to be your entire world. She wants to be invited into a world that already exists. Women admire a man whose life is full and balanced. She doesn't want you orbiting her. She wants to feel the gravity of your presence pulling her in. Second thing, comfort comes from detachment. Detachment is not indifference, it's strength. When a man seems unshaken by whether she stays or goes, that creates comfort. Why? Because it shows he isn't emotionally fragile. He isn't holding on by a thread. He isn't dependent on her validation to feel secure. Think about it. If she senses that one wrong move, one delayed reply, one disagreement will send you spiraling, she pulls back. It feels unstable, unsafe. But when you give off the energy that you'll be fine regardless, something shifts. She feels safer opening up. She feels more free to be herself. And that's where attraction grows, inside an environment of safety and strength. Detachment is not about ignoring her. It's about being rooted enough in yourself that you are unshakable. That's when she looks at you and realizes, this man is solid. Third thing, mystery fuels her curiosity. Attraction thrives in the unknown. Most men kill it by laying everything out too soon, oversharing, over-explaining, giving her no reason to wonder. They think transparency equals intimacy, but in reality, it drains all curiosity from the connection. Mystery, on the other hand, is powerful. It makes her wonder, what's on his mind? What drives him? What does he do when he's not with me? And the moment she begins to wonder, you've taken residence in her thoughts. You don't need to play games or act secretive. Mystery is simply about restraint. It's about revealing yourself slowly, like chapters in a book worth reading. Not every story is told in the first sitting, and the man who reveals himself gradually gives her a reason to keep coming back. Fourth thing, respect comes before affection. You can make her laugh, you can take her out, you can even be the most charming man in the room, but without respect, none of it matters. Respect is the soil in which attraction grows. Without it, nothing lasts. And respect is born from boundaries. A man who doesn't care too much doesn't compromise his values just to keep her interested. He doesn't ignore red flags just because she's beautiful. He doesn't accept disrespect just because he's afraid of losing her. Instead, he calmly enforces his standards. He makes it clear that while he enjoys her presence, he values himself more. That's when she pauses and thinks, this man is different. He doesn't just want me, he actually respects himself. And when a woman respects you, attraction transforms into something deeper. Fifth thing, presence beats performance. Many men exhaust themselves trying to perform. They think attraction is about being endlessly entertaining, cracking jokes, keeping her laughing, constantly proving they're interesting. But performance always has an expiration date. Presence does not. Presence is about being comfortable in silence. It's listening fully instead of waiting to reply. It's being grounded in the moment without needing to impress her. A man who doesn't care too much doesn't feel pressure to put on a show. He's simply present, and ironically, that calm energy pulls her in far more than a desperate performance ever could. Because what she really wants is not a clown who entertains her, but a man whose presence makes her feel at ease. Sixth thing, independence keeps you magnetic. You've heard women say they like a man with ambition, with goals, with a life of his own. That's not just a nice phrase, it's truth. Independence is magnetic. A man who doesn't care too much usually has his own mission, his own world. He's not free at the drop of a hat because he's busy building himself, and that makes his time more valuable. When he chooses to spend it with her, it means something. It's a gift, not a given, and she feels that. When you have your own passions, your own grind, your own purpose, she doesn't feel like she owns you. She feels lucky to be chosen by you. The man who has a world of his own, that's the man she never forgets. Seventh thing, balance is the secret. Now here's where most men misunderstand. Not caring too much doesn't mean being careless. It's not about ignoring her, refusing to show affection, or playing hard to get. It's about balance. You show interest, but you don't suffocate. You're kind, but you're not desperate. You're available, but not always at her beck and call. You create space for her to invest too. And when she realizes that you're not afraid to walk away, she also realizes she has to bring value if she wants to stay. That balance is rare, and what is rare is always attractive. So, do women really prefer men who don't care? Not exactly. What they prefer is a man who cares about himself first, a man who values his peace, his time, his mission, and never gives it all away for free. The man who commands respect, the man who stirs curiosity, the man who carries himself with presence. That's the man who wins her heart, not by chasing her, but by living so deeply in his own truth that she can't help but be drawn in. Don't try to be the man who wins her over by caring too much. Be the man who wins her respect by standing firm in who you are. That is the difference between being forgotten and being unforgettable.